This is John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and we're here at the 2019 Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in the American Rifle Company booth. And you guys have got a couple of interesting new products, don't you?
Hello, I'm Ted from American Rifle, and this year we introduced a new chassis and a new action. Let's start with the chassis. So this is it. Going from butt to tip, we'll do 2 inches of fast adjustment for length of pull adjustment. There's another inch within this portion of it here. These rods extend inwards and can be extended out an additional inch, so your total length of pull adjustment is 3 inches. We have a rack and pinion cheek piece adjustment, right? So it's basically pull to turn, and then it basically springs back in. You get your cheek piece where you want it. The cheek piece is adjustable for forward and aft, left, right, yaw, and up and down again with the rack and pinion. The adjustments are underneath, basically Velcro loops that they're nice and soft against your face. You can pull them off, you can replace them, you can glue Velcro loops to whatever you might want your cheek piece to be made of. If you don't prefer Velcro loops, the adjustment screws are underneath. So once that's set, you can just cover it right back up. I'll talk about the grip last. That's probably the most interesting part of it. But to continue on, the chassis, the primary structure is all one piece of 7075 T651 or 11, depending, aluminum. It's about twice as strong as the typical 6061 that people are using. It's the stuff you want. It's got a black hard coat anodized finish on it. You can Cerakote it if you want. You can. We don't. We don't paint. There's your mag latch. It's got a flared magazine well. The profile of the chassis is actually quite low, so if it's down close to the ground, right? If it's down close to the ground, we can still drop a mag and get it out pretty easily. There's no large cut in in the walls of the magazine well to facilitate getting the mag in and out. Like I said, the bottom's flared. Super simple. What else can we say about it? Here's a little detail that a lot of people overlook. There's a little bump on the mag latch right here, and basically what it does, it keeps the forward end of the forward portion of the magazine from pivoting down. Like it keeps it prevents, in this case it would be the clockwise rotation of the magazine box, right? Because basically you're reacting that clockwise rotation with a bump right here, and then with basically the upper portion of the forward wall. So that's you kind of have to feel it to experience it, but that makes actually a pretty big difference. The other thing we can say about this thing, we've got an Orca Rail running down the length all the way to here. Basically it terminates at the forward limit of the mag well. We've got an on-shoots rail within the Orca Rail, so you can use a hand stop like traditional NRA high power. There's a series of holes within the on-shoots rail that can be used to arrest a barricade stop that rides the Orca Rail, and so the foreend's really feature rich. We've got M-lock slots that run down the sides for your little 2-round holder, and then a series of holes along the top to which you can attach and rigidly attach a piece like this for an optical mount or night vision or optical sight or night vision or whatever you may want. So the forend, it's got Orca, it's got on-shoots, it's got arresting holes for a barricade stop, it's got holes for a scope mount or an optical mount, and it's got M-lock, and it doesn't look too crowded at all. I kind of like the way it turned out.
Real quick question for you. I noticed you talked about the feature on the mag release that prevents the rotation of the magazine, but I noticed there's no front mag fence or no barricade stop to prevent the magazine from being impacted by a barricade.
Right. the material from which this is machined offers us the opportunity to do it. A couple people have asked for it. It's something that we could easily incorporate. It would be interesting to ask people, more people what they want. And it would be very easy to just slip something over the Orca Rail, and it could come to rest against the aft end of the on-chute slot. So we can certainly do it. We can do it as an integral part or as a slip-on. And that could be part of a barricade stock that can ride the Orca Rail. So there's tremendous flexibility in what can be done. You're basically limited only by your imagination, because there's just a lot of opportunity to attach anything you might want to the fore end. The other thing I'd like to point out is we use hardened steel swivel cups that are inserts. We don't just machine a groove in the inside into a hole. I think just steel just makes it's just a better material for that sort of interface. So there's a swivel cup up here, there's another one here, and then there's another one inside basically the butt plate sliding mechanism, which is right there. So that's that part of the chassis. Now, the best part of the chassis is the grip. Here we took one half of the grip off, so you can see that the structure is truly one piece. I will show you the grip on this one. Now, this grip was shaped by a good friend and colleague, Keith Sanderson, like world-renowned grip expert. Just embarrassing him, that's okay. He's right there. But basically, we didn't want this chassis to feel like an AR. This is a bolt action. It's not an AR. So the grip it allows you to put your thumb up behind the receiver, and it just feels more like a conventional tactical stock, and it just makes cycling the bolt super easy, and your hand just drops down. Now, there's a lot of variation in hands, as people well know, right? Everybody's hands are different. So we'll offer shaped grips in various sizes. I don't know, maybe we'll do like a small, medium, and large. Once we figure out how big a small should be and how big a large should be, we got some learning to do there. But Keith has gotten us pretty far down the road. This is a very good shape. People who have touched it at the show seem to be responding well to it. But again, they're sensitive to its size. If you get somebody with the same size hands that Keith has, then they're pretty happy. If you get small hands, well, then they're going to say, hey, it's too big. So, and if we don't get the grip size right for you, the other thing we can do is, thank you, we can make a grip like this, which is just this blocky looking thing, right? And this is basically the shape your own. They're just made from walnut. They're attached by 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on that side. The grip splits down the middle, kind of like you see it here. But basically, you can just shape your own with sandpaper, a Dremel, file, rasp, whatever your choice of chisels, the woodworking tools of your choice. The other thing we're going to do, again, because hands are different on everybody, is we're going to make this interface public, right? If this interface is basically open source, then if you're well versed with a CAD system, you can design your own grip, or maybe you have a friend that can design it for you, but then you can just 3D print them. And then, I just want to see people do whatever they want to do with the grip. So
basically the sky's the limit. Once you release that print, then guys can come up with whatever kind of wild stuff they want to come up with.
Yeah, I think they would be wise to take a page out of Keith's book, because Keith is a very extremely accomplished shooter. If you want to know how accomplished, there's 11 gold World Cup medals, right? 9. 3 gold medals. 10 medals. There's a big pile of medals at the Pardini booth, all of which belong to Keith. He's a pistol shooter, so he knows grips. He also trains people on how to shoot rifles. But we'll put information about his thinking that went into the grip. We should publish that information. I think it would serve a lot of people very well to have that level of experience conveyed to them. So that's basically, and I almost forgot, the base weight of the chassis without a grip is 3.1 pounds. Maximum weight with the grip will be about 3.4 pounds. And that would be a bigger grip. So about 3.25 pounds, or 3.2, 3.3 pounds is basically the chassis weight.
What's the price that you're targeting with this?
The price is $1,000. There's a weight kit available, or soon to be available. We just got part of it's, I think, on the website now. The night vision mount is an option. We'll also offer like a barrel shroud that guys can put their hand on top of, like working a barricade or something like that, so they don't touch their barrel. It'd be basically like this without a rail, or they can just use this, you know.
So, want to talk about how robust this is?
Oh, as far as the attachment of the like a night vision mount to the fore end, we use the same screws that we use on our rails, the rail to action connection, and they're basically 82-degree conical head screws with an oversized T25, I think. With an oversized T25 Torx drive. Flathead screws have a tendency of getting stuck. So an oversized Torx drive helps loosen them. You don't want them coming loose, which is why they're good. It's good to use flatheads on scope mounts because they don't like to come loose at all. So yeah, that's about it. There's Bag Rider for sale on the website. That's already up there. That attaches to here. It's a Bag Rider / weight, right? Because I guess the guys shooting PRS, they're shooting guns that are 20, 22 pounds, right? So I would recommend that if they want weight up front, put it in the barrel. Mm-hmm. You know, we can make weight available. We will make weight available for the forward channel. However, that's going to have to be counterbalanced by weight near the butt, and that'll be here. Like I said, it's on the website, but it basically attaches to the butt plate. We're going to do it in aluminum or steel. That steel one would probably be better if you're going to, put more weight up front to get the weight of the rifle up to about 22 pounds or 20 pounds.
When are they shipping?
We are telling people, I think May. It says on the website, and I think it's May or
late summer for the chassis.
We're saying late summer for the chassis.
We want to be conservative.
Conservatively, late summer. Last year with the Nucleus, we said spring of 2018, and in all honesty, we shipped the first Nucleus on the last day of spring 2018. So technically we made it, but that's not really how people think about it. And this year we want to do better, and the company is in a much better position to deliver this year. We put a lot of equipment on the floor over the past 12 months and got a lot of process developed. So it's shaping up to be a much better year for us in terms of deliveries. And the other commitment we want to make this year is one to customer service. We've been lacking in that department. I know it, people know it, but this is why. And we have limited resources, and I prefer to spend them developing product, but the customer service has to be addressed, and it will be this year. We're going to make, we've already started making that effort. So
awesome. And
we're not perfect.
So you're also releasing a new action this year, correct?
Yes, the new action is on the website as well. It is called the Archimedes, and as far as I'm concerned, it embodies the biggest advancement in bolt actions to come around in basically 120 years, at least in this form, and certainly in around the 700 footprint. So basically, it's more. Most of the action is like the Nucleus. It's a 3-lug control round feed extractor, 75 degrees of bolt rotation. The Nucleus is actually 72. Same rail, same bolt stop, same bolt head, same extractor. What else? Same magazine, same interface to the chassis, that kind of thing. Same mag well, I should have said, not magazine. But here's what's revolutionary about it, right? So typically on a conventional bolt action, like anything from a Mauser 98 all the way through to our Mousing field and our nucleus, a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that there's a little. It's actually it's a helical camming surface, right? And it's located. It contacts your bolt handle, contacts it when you raise the bolt handle, right? Basically, the bolt rotates, and it rotates almost all the way up, at which point it strikes a surface that allows it to rotate, but also drives it backwards when it rotates. And that backwards component of motion is what extracts your cartridge. It's what initially breaks your cartridge loose from the chamber, right? At SHOT Show this week, I discovered that a lot of people don't know that. Some do, but it was a surprising number of people don't. And it's not. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they don't, because it is a subtle detail. And unless you regularly get cartridges stuck in your chamber, you probably really wouldn't ever think to look for such a feature on your action. But again, all conventional bolt actions have it, or at least should have it, except for the Archimedes, the one we just came up with. So now you're probably all familiar with the fact that, so let's say you're shooting a hot load, it's raining, you get little water droplets, and then you get sticky bolt, right? Mm-hmm. So you go bang, you pull your trigger, and you lift your bolt up, it goes up part way, but you can't open it, right? So then you're hitting it. And to get the case out, you have to complete the bolt rotation to actually work the helical cam that's typically back here, but you're not good at it because it's hard to keep the rifle from rolling and not, and actually get it out. So you're going to be hitting it, or you're going to get a mallet out, and you're going to get it out that way. So what we've done here is, with the Archimedes, the way the Archimedes is different. It has a pivoting bolt handle, right? So the bolt handle articulates within the body of the bolt by about 12 degrees. And basically what it is a lever, right? Hence the name, Archimedes. He's the Greek guy from long time ago that proclaimed, hey, give me a lever long enough and a place to stand and I'll move the world. So this is the namesake. So basically what's happening here is the rotation, the 75 degrees of bolt rotation, unlocks the bolt. That's all it does. The extraction comes from this levering action, this pivoting of the bolt handle. Okay. So you have tremendous mechanical advantage with which to retract the bolt and extract a stuck cartridge from the chamber. And what's more, your body, like biomechanically, you're really strong this way, because now all I have to do is pull the rifle into my shoulder. I've got something to pull against. It's hard for me to keep the rifle from rolling if I do this, but I'm really strong this way. So, and as an example of how effective this is, we took a 6.5 Creedmoor case, hammered it into a 6x47 chamber, literally with a hammer. Like we took the barrel was off the rifle. We dropped the cartridge in where the case in the chamber, hammered it in, right, and then screwed the barrel onto the action, and you can hear the extractor, like you screw it in. It's almost like a headspace gauge, right? You're going to hear the extractor go click over it, and we tried to extract it. And without tools, we were able to just take these big bites. I don't know how well you can see that there, but there's two big bites out of the case rim. So basically, the moral of the story is your ability to extract a cartridge is now limited only by the strength of the rim. So if the rim is strong enough to pull the stuck case from the chamber, you will get it out of the chamber because you now have the mechanical advantage to do it easily. I mean, that's the difference. It's easy to do now. There's no more, the stuck cartridges. This action makes it a thing of the past. So, and now granted, I'm biased, I designed it, but like, I don't, if you know of a better action, please write or call or do something. I don't know where you're going to find one. So this is it. I would confidently say that, you know, whether you want to say the Mousing Field or the Mauser, the original Mauser 98 was number one. I know if I say that on the internet, that's going to be blasphemy. I know there's a lot of people that love the Mauser 98. I'm one of them, but this is functionally superior. And I think one can say that objectively because of the difference in extraction. I think it just does it. You can't extract that way with anything else. Apart from that, it's got all the other features. It's control round feed like the other ones, and like most actions aren't control round feed, but they if they're not, they should be.
But the rest of the features are pretty much the same as the Nucleus as far as Remington 700 footprint, Remington 700 trigger hanger.
Yeah,
right.
The aftermarket compatibility is basically 700. So.
And then it's the threading for the barrel is still
engine a 16th 20 unified class 2B specifically.
So for most people that is similar to the Savage pattern versus the Remington pattern.
Yeah, commonly known as Savage small shank. We should do a video someday on threads. So just to explain the screw thread, the unified screw thread, or the M series, the ISO.
I'm not
thread.
sure if we have enough battery for that right now.
No, but it's something people should know because it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's good information.
Well, the Archimedes is available on the website for pre-order right now.
It is. I think we're indicating May delivery. I'm hoping we do it sooner than that this year. But I think, like I said, there's no more machines to put on the floor. They're on the floor. We have material in the racks. We're tooled up. We're ready to go.
All right.
Big difference from last year. Huge difference.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, Ted.
Take care. Thank you.